This is more about living in the time of the coronavirus pandemic. The man shot in Kenosha has a long and dangerous history. He is well known to the police. There were many calls for domestic disturbances and violent behavior, strangulation, assault, and weapons violations. The police ordered him to desist. He fought with them. They tased him, and he walked off and was about to get into a vehicle with 3 children inside. He was shot 7 times. He is now stable, paralyzed from the waist down. The governor of Wisconsin has referred to this as a racial shooting. LeBron James called it a senseless murder. Last night, both in Kenosha and Milwaukee, there was burning and looting. The circumstances of the incident do not matter. Only the 20 seconds of video that show police shooting a black man in the back 7 times. Last night there were more protests in Kenosha, and there was shooting too. 2 people were killed, 1 injured. I don't know who killed the people, who the shooters were. It has been said it was a young man who was trying to protect a property. I did listen to a highlight video of a basketball game, and the announcers both decried the cops for shooting the man, Jacob Blake, and called for reform immediately. This has got to stop, they agreed, meaning cops shooting black men. I was writing about the conventions and how the candidates were so elevated and differ from the people they really are. Their parties hold them up to be models of many virtues. In reality, they are merely fallible individuals. The same shift to glory holds for the shooting victims, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, Jacob Blake. Their sins and even their peccadillos are forgiven. They are martyrs for a cause, blameless in their own slaughter. They must be idealized to purify the cause. I believe in people, human beings, not causes. An individual is a complicated mix. An interaction between individuals, and especially when one of the individuals is a cop, a white cop, and the other is a black man, can be very complicated and intertwined. To reduce it to a single causation is, in effect, to create a lie and then believe it. A man on the radio claimed that he was from Kenosha, Wisconsin. He said that people from Chicago and Milwaukee drove into Kenosha in trucks. They looted stores and then set them on fire. They are destroying Kenosha, he said. All of the members of one of our son's family have thrown up. His wife came home feeling poorly, and they will not let her return to work until she tested and is cleared by a doctor. I had a regular checkup yesterday. The doctor told me there were 3 vaccines that were very promising. He said he expected them in 6 months to a year, and they would start in the nursing homes. He was very optimistic about this, it seemed to me. He was wearing a mask and a face shield. He also said that he'd heard a report that the University of Alabama was reporting 500 positive tests. What did they expect, he said. They opened up because of money, and this is what they get. It will happen in all the schools. Tonight in Kenosha, you could almost call it war-torn Kenosha. There is a 7 o'clock curfew. Highway ramps are closed. 500 state National Guard will be on duty with undisclosed federal assistance. They say the way this goes for many people is that all of the circumstances surrounding the incident are forgotten or eliminated, and what you are left with is a white cop discharging his firearm 7 times into the back of a 29-year-old black man. With that in mind, the Milwaukee Bucks boycotted as a team. They refused to play their scheduled playoff game last night. And the Milwaukee Brewers baseball team followed suit in support of the now paralyzed Jacob Blake by refusing to play their scheduled game. The story holds with absolute, inarguable rigidity. The white policeman brutally shot and assaulted the young black man, cutting him down in full view of his 3 children. The fact that this is propaganda either does not occur to these people, or they truly believe that that is not the case. Rather, that the story is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. To speak about it in any other way is to completely discredit yourself and reveal your possibly unconscious racism. This is just the latest, newest form of political correctness, never a good sign, now more brazen than ever, and always a threat to honor and freedom.